So, to answer the question, can I live in Costa Rica for under $1,000 a month? It's going to be very hard. If you want to be in more the southern part of Costa Rica, it would be possible. If you want to be in more of a remote area, not close to any big city or town, maybe more village life, then perhaps you can. Costa Rica is becoming, if not already is, the most expensive city in Central America. I lived there 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, and back then it would probably be a lot easier and you'd have a lot more options to live there for under $1,000 a month. But now it's a very touristy country. Many people want to go there. Many people have relocated there, which of course makes it more expensive. So I'm not going to say it's going to be impossible. It really depends on how you want to live. If you live very minimally, don't want to be in a city, town, closer to a village or even outside of a village, and probably more so in the southern part of the country, closer to Panama, then you would have some options there. But as I said, it depends on how you want to live, and it's going to be limited to your options. Now, the government has just started, I believe it was just a few days ago where it came into effect, a digital nomad visa. And the requirements for that is you need to have proof of at least $3,000 a month income for a single person, $5,000 a month for a family. So that kind of lets you know what they think the cost of living is going to be and how much money they want people to be spending there. So theirs is a minimum $3,000 for a single person. Of course, you have to have health insurance and there's a few other requirements with that. But that kind of lets you know with that. If somebody does want to do that and they decide, they want to move to Costa Rica and ultimately get citizenship, you could start with that digital nomad visa if you want, and then renew it again in 1 year. Another way is a visa that they have where you prove that you have $2,500 a month in income that you are making regularly outside of the country. And you bring that in. And so then you can apply for a temporary residency. And then in 2 years' time, and that one you also, another way is to put $60,000 into a bank account, and you can use $2,500 a month from that $60,000. Then over the span of 2 years, when you need to renew your residency, you have to top up again that back up to that $60,000. So basically, if you're living off that $60,000, you still need to be making $2,500 a month to put back in there, because in 2 years' time, you'll have to have that again. And then you can renew for another 2 years. And after usually about 3 years, they will allow you to apply for permanent residency. And with permanent residency, if you want, you can work in the country. You can be an employee. But most times, if you've already been there for 2 years, you have your work from online or income from another source. Once you become a permanent resident, you can leave the country. You only have to stay within the country for 72 hours each year. So definitely gives you a lot more flexible and freedom for traveling if that's what you want. And you can have that for 5 years. After 7 years, so your temporary residency, permanent residency, after 7 years, you can apply for citizenship. Now, to get citizenship in Costa Rica, you have to write a test. You have to have good knowledge of some Costa Rican history. You have to have knowledge of written and spoken Spanish. And you have to have 2 witnesses that say you have been a good member of the community for the past 7 years that you have been there. So that's the process in a nutshell. If you're considering Costa Rica for residency for the long term, or if you're just thinking, I just want to go for a couple of years, then you can look at the temporary residency or what they have for now for the digital nomad visa program might be an option for you. But with those, you have to be making more than $1,000 a month. So with $1,000 a month, you would be doing more of what they call the visa runs. You go for your 90 days, you exit to Nicaragua or potentially Panama, and then you come back again. That was very popular when I was living there, but the governments, I hear, are cracking down on those types of things. They're not allowing you to go to the closest countries. So, it's something that may be a little bit harder, especially if we have another pandemic or we go into lockdown. If you're there and you have to leave, you're over your stay, that can cause some more issues and problems for you. So you really should be looking into one of these visa options, residency options that they have available for you. So if you're looking at Costa Rica, I hope that helps. And if you need any help from us, you can contact us at globalcitizenlife.org, and we can help you put together a plan for you to help you live your best life.